Hi everyone, today we're going to be driving from the Algarve to Porto. We're going to spend some time in Porto for a few days. I checked the Tesla app and the total distance is 558 kilometers. This is including stopping at 2 charges along the way. So let's see if I can make the predicted time. What I'll probably do is charge more than just enough to continue the trip because there aren't any superchargers in Porto. So I want to have enough charge to drive around Porto without having to rely on third-party chargers that much. As I've mentioned in my previous videos, it is much more expensive than the third-party chargers. Be sure to watch till the end, as I will include a summary of how long it took to charge at the 2 superchargers, as well as how much it cost and the total kilowatts charged. If you like my videos, I'd really appreciate it if you can subscribe. Oh, subscribe to my channel! Okay guys, we are finally leaving home, and as you can see, we're going from the Algarve to Alcácer do Sal. It's about an hour and 41 minutes away. It says I have 26% battery. It's 184 kilometers. I have 99% battery. Let's see if I can get there quicker and if I can charge quicker as well, because it's preconditioning for fast charging. So we're on the road now. We've driven about 60 kilometers. It's used about 20% of charge, but as you can see, it's very hilly coming out of the Algarve on the A2 towards Alcácer do Sal. So the average consumption has been about 200 watt hours per kilometer. I have been driving at about the speed limit. I've been autopiloting mostly at 125 kilometers, so it's not like I'm speeding or anything. So this is as balanced as I'm willing to drive. I don't want to drive under 110 kilometers per hour. I think that's a bit too slow, given that this is going to be already a 5-hour trip, 5 to 6 hour trip. So according to the estimates, I've actually used 2.9% less than the projection. So I think, generally I drive much more aggressively than this, so my car thinks that I would use more. But keeping it at this speed, as you can see, there's lots of uphills. Most of the road has been uphill, to be honest. So people have commented saying that the road from Algarve up to Lisbon is mostly uphill. So it'll be interesting to see what the consumption is like going northbound, and then again I'll make a separate video going from Porto to the Algarve, which is southbound, to see what the changes are in terms of elevation. As you can see, the weather is terrible, and what's unfortunate is that I wasn't paying attention and I got an autopilot strike again, which actually means that I have been disabled now because I have been struck 5 times. So I'm not going to be able to use this or use autopilot for the rest of the trip. So I've changed the settings so that it's a double tap to activate autopilot, which means that if I single tap it, it activates traffic away cruise control. That means I can still use cruise control, if that's something you didn't know about. Just passed halfway to the supercharging station, and as you can see, I'm actually using far less consumption than what my prediction was. But I did notice that compared to the rated consumption of this car, I have used 7.6. I will use 7.6% more than the rated consumption. But because this trip consumption's actually got to do with my driving behavior, whereas the rated consumption's what the car is rated to do. I actually want to demonstrate how quiet this car is in the cabin. You can probably hear the rain at 100 kilometers an hour highway speeds. There's absolutely hardly any noise coming into the cabin. You can obviously hear the rain on the window. But you can see it's very silent in the car. You can see this is as fast as the windscreen wipers can go, and it's not very fast. I have it on the fastest setting. The range estimate said that I'll arrive with 41%, but now it says I'll arrive with 35%. As you can see, I'm already under 41%. I'm at 40%. What is interesting is I actually turned off the climate control, so because it was getting pretty cold and I didn't need it. And yet, I don't know how the estimate changed so dramatically. We are pulling right up to the Gulp petrol station, where the Tesla supercharger is here in Alcácer do Sal. I've been here several times. It's a very nice station. There's pastries as well as some coffee. And it's actually called the Bon Voyage restaurant, which is basically Bon Voyage in Portuguese. And as you can see, there's already other Tesla users charging over here. I'm going to go right to the end so I don't split with anyone. And then we can do a quick review of what the charge and consumption looks like, and how long it's going to be to charge my car up to practically full before I continue my journey.
And also what it's like to charge in the rain.
Oh yeah.
In the rain.
Right, there's going to be any difference.
It's raining.
Thank God I can charge in the rain, because I can't charge at home in the rain. We have arrived and I've driven a total 186 kilometers, 1 hour 41 minutes. And if you look at the range, I've consumed 66.2%, which is 4.6 less than my regular driving. This is still 19.6% more than the estimated vehicle consumption. I think this charger can go up to 150 kilowatts, so maybe it's actually 10 minutes. Let's see. I'll be back after getting my coffee and Pastel de Nata at the Bon Voyage restaurant, and I'll let you guys know. You can see they have Pastel de Nata, a lot of different pastries. They have a coffee machine as well, some beers. I'm not going to have any beer, but it's the restaurant right here by the petrol station. Okay guys, I'm back in my car and it actually says I only have 10 minutes left to continue the trip. This is only at 115 kilowatts. It can go up to 150. I think it's cold or something and it's not going up to the full speed. So this is actually really quick because I haven't even had my bathroom break yet, and this place didn't have takeaway cups, so I'm enjoying my espresso. I intermittent fast, so I don't eat breakfast, and I need to drink a milkless coffee because it's not time for me to eat yet. So this is perfect because then I can save on some liquids and not have to go to the bathroom too often. Okay, so as you can see, it is currently off peak and I'm only being charged 29 euro cents per kilowatt hour, which is really good. I have been suspended based on my recent driving data, and the feature will be restored approximately 1 week after suspension. So today is the 19th of January, so hopefully I get it before the 26th because I'm planning on going back to the Algarve around then. So I've charged to 80% now and it says there's enough charge to continue the trip. Okay, I'm going to stop the charging now. I'm going to stop the charging, unlock the port. I'm at 85%, which gives me an estimated range of 337 kilometers. More than enough to get to Fátima. When you're done charging, you can just pull this out, put this back in. Your charge port will automatically close by itself and ready to go. This is what the tolls look like in Portugal on the highway. I've got Via Verde, which allows me to drive through without stopping, and basically this is what it looks like. So you go through this lane that has a V, and basically I can drive directly through without having to pay at the pay station because I will get billed for this on my account afterwards. The weather cleared up quite nicely. I think the range was affected by the wet road with the increased rolling resistance. On this part of the drive, I'm heading from Alcácer do Sal, the supercharger, to the next supercharger in Fátima, and consumption has been a little bit higher. I think it's because I've been driving a little bit quicker because I know how long I have autopilot, so I've just been using cruise control. According to this, I'm apparently drowsy. I've had 3 coffees already. Generally speaking, the road quality and the road network has been pretty good in Portugal, and there's quite a few of these suspension style bridges. I love these bridges, they look so beautiful. This one actually only has a spine, the suspension in the spine of the bridge. As you can see, it's going across the river. Most people seem to abide by the keep right, pass left rule, so you can see that the overtaking lane is usually open until someone needs to overtake, and slower vehicles stay on the right hand side. This makes it much safer because you don't have people trying to overtake you on the left and the right. So it has been quite a good experience, and no one's actually hogging or slowing down the overtaking lane. and this has been my experience in the past few months, so I have been pretty happy driving in Portugal. And if you are visiting Portugal, please make sure that you follow this road rule, as it makes it much more convenient and safer for everyone on the road. As you can see, that Audi has moved out the way so that this car in front of me can overtake as he's driving a bit slower. So it's just something to bear in mind. I know, guys, there's a Tesla Model X being towed over here. Wonder what happened to it. We've never ever been here before, so this will be quite interesting. I'm curious to see what's at the supercharging stations. Hopefully there's a place for me to buy some snacks, because I'm starting to get really hungry. I still have the Pastel de Nata that I bought earlier, so I might just eat that with some coffee. But it'll also be nice to buy any additional snacks, because I don't think that's enough. You turn into here. Where are the... Oh, the superchargers are around here. Awesome, cool. This looks like a much... Oh, it's actually not that small. There are quite a few chargers. You gotta make sure you back up enough so that your wheels touch the stopper, otherwise the cables aren't long enough. We need to charge for an estimated 40 minutes before we can continue the trip. I'll try to charge more than that. Like and subscribe on my channel, as well as my Instagram and TikTok. Here is my handle. So as you can see, the same supercharger setup as the one at Alcácer do Sal, and I always struggle to get these out, it's so heavy. Just plug it in. Let's see how quick it's going to charge. 25 minutes to continue trip. It will probably go down as the speed increases. It is currently off peak again, 28 cents per kilowatt hour, so I'm going to try and maximize my charge over here. Maybe I'll let it go all the way up to 100%. Previous drive was 173 kilometers, 1.5 hours, 90-minute drive, with an average of 213 watt hours per kilometer. So I'll do calculation over here, and I will show what the full range would have been if I was driving at 213 watt hours per kilometer. It's definitely not going to be good. So apparently there's a shop over there that has Tesla merchandise. There's a few Teslas here. I'm the only one at the Highland, and there's actually a Model X next to me, which is pretty cool. And here is the restaurant, the Floresta restaurant. Oh, it's actually like a inn, I think, a hotel or something. So if you need the bathroom, or if you need to get a snack, Fátima supercharging stations do have facilities for you. Oh wow, so this is the Tesla merchandise that they were advertising outside. There's a wireless Tesla charger, you have one of these Tesla superchargers desk, I don't know what you call this desk, paperweight maybe, and you can buy yourself a model Tesla. This is so cool. Some plant caps as well, and a Cybertruck bottle opener. There's actually a really beautiful BMW i4 parked out here. I do really want to test drive one of these as well. It looks like it's much better quality than the Model 3. Oh, there's another one that drove past. Still the natas, because I decided to buy another one when I was in the shop over here at Fátima. The one that they have here looks very sad, let's be honest. This is the one from Alcácer do Sal. It looks much better. Although the one from Fátima here is warm because it just came out of the heater. This is cold now. So if this beats this and this is warm, then I'm telling you now, do not get the Pastel de Nata here unless they change it by the time you guys come to visit, because this doesn't look good. But I'm going to try it side by side so you don't have to waste your calories. I'll waste my calories so that you can see which one is better. Okay, so first up, I'm going to try the one from Alcácer do Sal. Sounds good. Very flaky. Yeah, I think the Fátima one's gonna have a tough chance beating this. This one's pretty good. Okay, now the Fátima one that looks, for some reason, undercooked and overcooked at the same time. Look at this. It's almost like they cooked the custard separately and then plopped it into this uncooked outside. Actually guys, this is still pretty good as well. It just looks ugly, but very flaky as well, crispy. Obviously, I think it's because it's warm and fresh compared to the other one. Yeah, you guys won't have a problem getting a pastel de nata at Alcácer do Sal if you're coming out of Lisbon or out of Algarve to Porto. So yeah, I completely recommend both pastel de natas. I would say they're like 7 out of 10s. They're not 10 out of 10s like the ones that I've had at Fabrica de Nata. Hey, sorry guys, my boy Finley here, he gets very nervous in the car, so he pants all the time. Usually we exclude him in these videos, but obviously we go on vacation. Please excuse the panting. One of my friends have said that, you know, it gives my videos a signature sound effect. So if you do hear panting in the background, you'll know that it's my boy Finley. Can you guys believe this is actually the first time I'm trying Netflix on here while we're charging? So that's the activity that you can do while you are waiting for the charge at the superchargers, and the Tesla supercharger. You can watch those shows. We're currently watching this Korean drama, My Demons. It is really good. So if you guys want to have something to binge watch, this is a really good show if you're into K-drama. Awesome, we're going to continue our trip. We are leaving now. It's 2:15. We should arrive there at about 4:20, so about 2 hours for 200 kilometers. I have charged at 100%. I stayed here for a bit longer. My estimate is still 399 kilometers, and it's projecting that I will have 39.5% by the time I arrive. Cool, let's go. If you've been enjoying this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. I really appreciate it, and you'll see more content like this in Portugal, as well as more around Europe when we start traveling around Europe as well as any tips and tricks about the Tesla and my experiences with the Tesla, and any other EVs that I'll be testing in the future. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. Cool, so there's no more charging for today. By the time we arrive at our accommodation, we're staying in Matosinhos, which is slightly north of Porto. It's a nice suburb north of Porto. We are almost in Porto, about 30 minutes away. We're way ahead of schedule. It is 3:30 p.m. right now, and we're scheduled to arrive in Matosinhos at 4 p.m. Behind me is actually a really beautiful Audi e-tron GT. I'm going to slow down so he passes me so you guys can see in the camera. I think this is one of my favorite EVs as well. Not really an Audi fan. I prefer BMWs, but I must say they did an excellent job with this car. It looks really futuristic and spaceshipy. Now some of you might say that it's the Taycan's the same car, but I do think the design elements on this is much cooler. It has a lower squat, which looks really cool, as you can see. If you guys think I should try rent one of these and do a review on this Audi e-tron GT, please like my video and leave a comment below telling me that I should do a review comparing, obviously not this car. I've already been roasted about comparing Model 3 with the Taycan. Potentially I could compare that with the Model S, because you know, if I look at the Model S plaid pricing, it's kind of similar. So it could be one of those, you know, would you get an Audi or would you get a Tesla at that price point? A lot of people always, you know, give hate to EVs, and they're always saying things like, oh, but you know, if you go on long road trips, you're gonna have to charge and it takes forever. But on this trip, I haven't felt like it took much longer than what I would have stopped anyways. You know, I would have stopped at the rest station to go to the bathroom or to get a pastel de nata or a coffee. So I don't think I actually added that much more time by charging my car. Although, you know, obviously if I wanted to do it in one go, sure, you know, I would have saved a bit of time. But I don't think I can drive 500 kilometers without stopping. I think that's a bit crazy, to be honest. I think some people can do it, but personally I can't. We're on the bridge crossing into Porto now. So what is my biggest regret on this trip? Not paying attention, because now I don't have autopilot. And autopilot is so useful in traffic. Actually, maybe let's try traffic aware cruise control in traffic. because it does slow down. You just need to steer. Okay, I need to get closer to the cars because obviously we're in traffic now. So just adjust the distance that you want cruise control as well, or autopilot to follow cars at. You actually just move this wheel like left and right. So that's 3 cars, 2 cars. The closest you can make it is 2 cars. So yeah, traffic aware cruise control seems to work pretty well as well. So there's actually a distinction. Autopilot is actually just a combination of auto steer with cruise control. It's quite interesting because even in the system, when you are on autopilot and you step on the accelerator, it tells you that cruise control will not brake. It doesn't say autopilot. So autopilot is just a combination of auto steer and traffic aware cruise control. Well, look guys, what do you guys think about the Hyundai Ioniq? Should I do a review of that car? I think it looks really futuristic. I hate the interiors. The interiors look super cheap. So some of you might be wondering why we are staying in Matosinhos instead of Porto. So this is our first time in Porto, so we're coming to check it out. But besides that, we are looking at different options besides the Algarve to move in Portugal. So we're looking to see whether we like Matosinhos. I think it's more suitable or more along the lines of what we like compared to Porto City. So we're going to check it out and spend a few days and see if we like the vibe, because Matosinhos is one of the candidates as well as Lisbon. So we're going to compare this with where we are in the Algarve. If you guys have any suggestions and have been living in Porto longer than we have, because we're obviously newbies here, please leave your recommendations in the comments below, because obviously you would probably have more experience than we do. And if you've been living here your whole life, if you're Portuguese, we also welcome your comments as well. If you haven't been to the Algarve before, during this period of the year in winter, it is very dead. There's literally no one there. I think it's probably at 20% capacity. We've heard that in summer it gets absolutely nuts and crazy busy, and also it gets super hot. I think the Algarve is perfect for us in winter because it doesn't get too cold. Personally, I like living in places where I can see the blue skies, and Porto, I think, might be difficult in the winter because I think we've been very lucky coming here on this weekend, because most of the time in winter it's just cold and windy and misty. So let's see how it is. Hopefully it stays like this while we're here. Cross punch. Oh my god, there's a car up there. Okay, so we are literally around the corner from our accommodation. Okay, we have arrived, guys. So let's take a look at some stats. So since we charged at Fátima, I have driven 201 kilometers at 91 watt hours per kilometer, using more than half the battery, 38 kilowatt hours. I have 31% left, and I've consumed 69.2%, which is 11.2% more. I've been a bit heavy on the pedal this time, and as you can see, the only way to really save is to drive below 110 kilometers per hour, which I was not going to do. Compared to rated, I drove 18.9% more, so I would have arrived here with potentially 50%. But yeah, I need to find some charging station here, but we are staying somewhere there, and I need to figure out the parking situation. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next time.